I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at villageXchange@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in a Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Bye, merch.
Bye, Zoe. We're back. No. And don't even ask that question. Leave. Leave immediately.
No.
Why'd you have to do that?
Look at your phone. What's up, everybody?
Bye now.
It's your boy Vin in the house. This song, what song are we on?
We're on song 3, I think. Let me pull this back up.
I think we're on song 4.
That was difficult. Yeah, it's
Scar
song 4.
the Martyr is the name of this song.
Okay,
Scar
and
the Martyr.
The big homie 7 Dusted wanted us to add in that the rhythm guitar, bass, and drums are performed by Joey Jordison.
Oh, okay.
What?
That's just, rest in peace to the homie.
Oh, okay.
A little bit sad, but that's all right.
What?
Joey Jordison, he Slipknot guy, he died.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay, Scar the Martyr, My Retribution. Shout out to Joey Jordison. Let's go.
Oh, wow.
And
It's already
that
done?
is the end of that.
How long was that?
It was,
Oh, it was 4 minutes?
4
Yeah.
minutes. Didn't
Wow.
feel like it.
No,
but-
it didn't.
Shout out to the big homie.
Wow.
Man,
What?
I would have, shout out to Lee Moore. I would have some serious issues if I was Slipknot right now.
Oh.
From what I know is they thought that he was on drugs. They thought that he was like really abusing drugs or whatever, when in reality he had acute transverse myelitis, a spinal cord inflammation. He started treatment for a year prior. So,
Okay.
like, it's like, oh, you're on drugs, you're out of the band, and the entire time he had a medical issue.
Oh, no.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know if, I don't know enough about the issue. I'm just saying, to
Right.
me, like, obviously anytime you lose a friend, it's sad, but I would have a really hard time if I was Slipknot.
Yeah.
I'd have a really, 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 really hard time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe there's more to the story?
There's always more to the story, but it seems to me, so I checked real quick. This song came out in 2013, and Joey left the band in 2013. So it's hard for me not to look at some of these lyrics as him talking about his time with Slipknot, and specifically Corey Taylor.
Okay.
I don't know if they talked it out with him. I'm just, hearing from the, you know what I'm saying? But, it's hard for me not to look at it and be like, oh,
Yeah.
okay,
There's a
that's
connection
what he's
here, yeah.
talking about there.
Yeah.
Because he says the fear that fuels the despair, it's so disheartening. This feels like redemption. I'm free. An all new law. It's like we're looking down the barrel of a loaded gun. Unleash your. So I think that this is his like almost like coming out song. Like, I'm in another band. Blah blah blah. Because Applejack is right. We used to. There is a band called Murder Dolls that Joey was also the front man in, and he was doing that while he was in Slipknot. So it's not like a lot of guys do this. They have a side project. It's called a side project. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've seen that a lot with now that we've been doing the channel.
Yeah. So, but this song seems to me like he's talking about his time in Slipknot, and it seems like, I don't know. It seems like there are some disses to Corey here. I'm not sure.
Well, the part that stuck out to me was, so you're saying down below. That's very interesting because it says
Down below what?
It says this feels like redemption. So I don't know if it was supposed to say if this feels like redemption, I'm free. Or what.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he's talking about redemption there. But further up, he says my retribution for what I've done. So
My
that means,
retribution for what I've lost.
yeah. So that means to me that he had an understanding that he did something, not that
What does the second line tell you?
my retribution for what I've lost. Well, he's getting what he got for what he lost. Like he's getting the penalty for what. The only thing that I can think of is if somebody lost their family because of their actions, they would say, "Well, this is what I get for."
It depends on the direction of the retribution. So the first line, I agree, is you did something, so retribution came to you. But the second retribution, I don't think is in coming to him. I think that's him saying he's going to get retribution because of what he lost, which is he was in the band, the biggest band in the world, and they kicked him out, in his mind, probably under false pretenses. Anytime there's a conflict in a relationship, with the exception of, because some people can take it to a point where what the other person did is irrelevant. So, for example, if a person gets in an argument with another person and kills them, I don't care what the other person said to you. You're wrong. That's it.
Yeah.
The same thing with abuse. Like, if you're a dude, you put your hands on a woman, I don't give a fuck what the woman did to you. And I can say that. I don't care if she I don't care if she threatened to kill. I don't care. You hit a woman, me personally, you're out. So I'm making an exception for abuse or extreme whatever. What I'm saying is, normally in relationships, when it doesn't work out, even if somebody's more wrong than the other person can generally find something where they're like, okay, that was on me. See what I'm saying? So I think what he's saying in those two lines, my retribution for what I've done, my retribution for what I've lost, is him saying, I know I wasn't perfect in the relationship, but you guys kicking me out of the band was too far. I think, and so he's like, I'm gonna get retribution. You guys got your thing because you kicked me out, but I'm gonna strike back, and so blah. That's how I interpreted it.
Yeah, I can see that. The word retribution, I think. Okay, and then I was taking this on like what was happening to him.
Hold on, in 2013. Yeah, I think Slipknot was the biggest band in the world in 2013. Absolutely. Who was bigger than Slipknot in 2013?
I don't know.
I think they were a massive band in 2013. Doesn't mean that he was, that they were the best band or the most talented band, but certainly they were the biggest band in 2013. Go ahead.
I don't know about that. I can't speak to that.
That is a good point by Seven. What I heard is they thought Joey was abusing prescription drugs for his condition and didn't want to see him follow Paul. Paul's the guy that died of the OD. And I don't think Paul OD'd. I think Paul actually died from complications from his prescription meds. Was probably an overreaction due to Paul's death.
Oh God, that's awful.
That makes a lot of sense.
When you're trying to do something that you
That
think is
makes
the right
a
decision,
lot of
and it
sense.
turns out being the worst or the catalyst for what you feared.
That's why I say, like, you can never make decisions out of fear, ego, or guilt.
It's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Because that's why I think that makes a hell of a lot of sense. Like, I don't want to see you die the way we saw it happen with Paul. I'm not going to look at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the other thing too is that Joey was really, really close. I mean, it seems everybody was close to. It seems that Paul was like the glue for everything. Like the way every time I hear one of those guys talk about him, they always talk about him like he was their best friend. Which when I go, that's probably, whatever, but you're my best friend. Like all time. Even over Sheree. But, so you can know that. So when other people say that, oh, he was my best friend, you can know that it was you. But, yeah, man. And I think he's really coming after Corey here in this song too, actually. Because he says, Forbidden Fortress, kneel to the Lamb.
Yeah.
The Lamb would
Like
be Jesus.
Yeah.
And he's saying, kneel to the Lamb. I think he's saying everybody always just follows along with what Corey says, what he does, blah, blah, blah. And Corey has that kind of...
energy about him.
He does have that kind of...
I think.
Yeah, he does have that kind of energy. And the other thing is that Corey, he had his side band. I forgot the name of his side band right now. But his side band is a really good band that would have blown up with or without Slipknot, in my opinion. They're a really, really good band, especially that first record that he came out with them in like 2005 type thing. And it was huge. And he started getting featured.
Yeah. And
he was, he wasn't wearing his mask for this band and all the rest of it. And they Stone Sour. And oh shit, they kicked him out by email. I mean,
well, that's and
if
again, that's true. That was wrong.
And
they shouldn't have done it that way.
But they might have wanted to. They might not have been able to tell him to his face because it was too much pain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can look at it like they were just like disregarding him and disrespecting him, or you can look at it like they didn't want to have that hard conversation, and so they just sent him an email because they weren't man enough to look him in the face and tell him, "Hey." Yeah. You know what I mean? But either way, Radiohead was bigger than Slipknot in 2013. I completely disagree.
No. When we went to the Slipknot show, that was the first Slipknot show. Well, the only Slipknot show I've ever been to. And the hype was real, like the way that they had the curtains up and the curtains were like waving and they were about to drop them and the excitement was just next level. And it was really good. And I could see how, you got to understand, I didn't grow up in this stuff. And so I'm new to it by a couple years. So this idea of like worshiping some band member it was a little crazy to me. You know what I mean? Like, how could you like these people this much that you would make this big of a reaction? But when I was there and I saw them live, I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see. And I did think that the energy that Corey put off was just for a front man, it was a very good energy.
There's no spectacle like Slipknot.
And you always see like the people put their hands up and then they go and they touch everybody's hands and everybody's like flipping out because they got to touch your hand. And so for the experience, I threw my hand up there. Did you remember that?
Yeah.
And then he hit my hand. I said, okay, I can see why, like...
Corey did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's wearing a rubber glove. Not a rubber glove, a leather glove. Babe, you're funny. You know what's funny? So he's wearing a leather glove and I thought to myself, that's a very smart thing to do.
Hell yeah.
Because you don't have to touch everybody's hands for real. Anyway, so yeah, that was pretty funny. And then when he told everybody like, get down, you could just tell. Anyway, this is not about Corey.
Well, it is about Corey, but
by extension.
And look, I think if they would have known how everything turned out or whatever, would they have done the same thing? I don't think so.
Yeah, but it's like you said, if you make decisions out of fear or pride or
fear, ego,
anger, and
guilt. Yeah, we might put anger on there, but that's pride. Most anger is rooted in pride. Most.
It at least if you make a decision because you're not being motivated by, because you could say, well, that was the best decision I could make considering I was scared. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can eliminate the pride, the fear, and all those other angles, and you make a decision based off of what you understand and they understand and what you're trying to make the best decision, then if something goes wrong, you can say, I mean, what else could I have done? Should I have been motivated by fear? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you're motivated by fear and it goes wrong...
On King David, Applejack is my black brother, bro.
Why would he say?
He's in Chi-Town. He's got it. He got his.
Ew! Oh my gosh, that must have hurt so bad.
He got his. He's got his bang on and all that shit, and he's going to Slipknot shows. What New York dude? What Chicago dude do you know is going to Slipknot? He's from Chicago. He's like in the shit. You need to get out of Chicago, bitch.
Get out of there.
Hey, you need to relocate.
That's a decision you should make off fear. Get out of there.
Yeah, make that decision off fear. Hey, we'll talk offline, bro.
That's wisdom.
I got some ideas for you. Yeah, so I think he's talking about Corey there. Forbidden Fortress, kneel to the Lamb. Bodies lay lifeless, their faces stare. Your Hall of Mirrors. Mm-hmm. Drag all the waters. I think Drag the Waters was a Pantera song. But your Hall of Mirrors. It's you have a bunch of people that are going to kiss your ass and blah, blah, blah. And you don't want anybody around you that's going to, contradict that. Mm-hmm. So I think that was a major, 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 major issue with them. For sure. An all-new law. It's like we're looking down the barrel of a loaded gun. Unleash my woes upon the world. I'll sing the sorrow for the sinners and their sacred song. An all-new law. Noble apostle on the altar. I'm the chosen one. Whoa. That is interesting. An all-new law. So I think what he's saying is, because he was the focal point of this band. He was the focal point of Murder Dolls, and he was the focal point of Scar the Martyr. And I think what he's saying is, Corey, you were the focal point of your band. You know, you were the lamb. Mm-hmm. And he's saying, I'm the apostle on the altar. Now, for the uninitiated religion, being on the altar means you're going to die. Mm-hmm. The altar is not a pedestal. The altar is a place of sacrifice, actually. So that means you're going to die. It doesn't mean you're on a pedestal. That's pretty wild. So... Noble apostle on the altar. I'm the chosen one. I think there was probably, his condition probably carried with it sort of this feeling that.
Well, this is interesting.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
No. My mind trailed off because over here it says Forbidden Fortress, kneel to the Lamb, and you were saying the Lamb could possibly be Corey, but at the same time, what goes on the altar is the Lamb. And what is sacrificed is the lamb, and what's the chosen one but the lamb?
Well, he's calling himself the noble apostle, though. And he's saying all new law.
Noble apostle on the altar.
I think what he was saying is that the new law is that he now gets to be the lawmaker because he's the leader of this band, and Corey was making the laws in the other band, but he was unquestioned. You couldn't question him. Thine evil forces, the clock strikes 12, covered in corpses under the veil. Horror of the hour, heart of the devil, mark of the master, seek my revenge. Yikes. And I was just going to bring this up. I think Negative One by Slipknot was a direct response to the line, I'm the chosen one in this song. I agree, actually. And I think this is as close as you're gonna get to a rap battle in metal.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yo, I agree though. I agree, and I also think in this song here, there are lines and numbers. Like for example, the clock strike 12.
Yeah.
Like there are lines because you know how Slipknot was with numbers.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think there's like a bunch of subliminals here that Corey and the rest of the band gets that nobody else. Because I've got stuff like that. Like I've got a line in one of my songs that's like crazy, and you still haven't caught it to this day.
You always bring
and
that up.
I'm never going to explain it to you either.
Until I pick it out. Do you think I'll ever pick it out?
I don't think you'll ever pick it out. I don't think you'll ever pick it out. Korn and Fred Durst, yeah, well, they didn't make songs going after each other, though. Like, they had that song, All in the Family on the Follow the Leader record. Mm-hmm. And they were kind of like battle rapping each other. It was kind of dumb. It was a weak song. Because I was in the Bronx and I heard that song. I was like, these boys can't rap. What are they doing? You know what I'm saying? But I didn't care because it was Korn. You feel me? So I was like, whatever. But yeah, man, I really think that there's like a lot of subliminals here that was going to be caught. It's just sad he's talking about redemption, and he really never got the opportunity to truly redeem himself.
Where does it say redemption?
At the very, very end. Just command F it. I mean, we talked about it right at the beginning of the. If this feels.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I'm free.
Yeah, I forgot. We went over that. Yeah.
And you know, maybe in his own mind he did. But it's just you know, I'm not we're far removed from the situation, so all we have is an uninformed opinion. But to me, I just wish that they wouldn't have kicked him out, you know? And the thing about Slipknot is that they have like so much action on stage. Like even if Joey couldn't be Iowa Joey, which honestly, I was literally 20 feet away from Joey during the Iowa period, and they gave him a solo where it was just him, and they had the thing on hydraulics so that his kit was like upside down and rotating, and he was playing and he was double kicking. He was double kicking, and it was nobody could fuck with that boy. I'm telling you, nobody. And so even if he couldn't be that guy, they could have. I mean, you could compensate with computers, and you could have kept him in the band. The whole point of Slipknot, especially now with the live show, it's the craziness.
Yeah,
it's the guy
with the
hot
bat,
sauce through
the
his
bat
nose.
that's on fire, and he's
the bat that's on fire.
like
you know, like falling down, breaking your ankle. That's what a Slipknot show is about. It's not about like, oh, Joey missed that hi-hat. I mean, like, who would come back from the... I just wish they would have tried, you know? I mean, I
mean, I don't know. We don't know how long they did try for.
See, that's the thing. We're on the outside looking in. So they might have been heroic.
Right.
But,
right.
You know, all I'm saying is what I wish would have happened. Obviously, you know, God had a different plan, but, you know, it's something that you wish would have happened. But anyway...
Okay. You know what?
Song's solid 9 for me.
Retribution, to me, is a romantic thought.
Huh?
You know, like, it's that, not romantic as in, like, relationship, but the idea, like,
the idea
itself is, and the word, and what it accomplishes, and I'm not saying it's good or it's healthy, I'm just saying, like, and this is interesting when I think of retribution, because like literally the word retribution is punishment inflicted on someone as vengeance for a wrong or criminal act. And I'm probably using the word wrong in this sense, but for me, like retribution has always been, I've always had retribution against myself.
My one of my first rhymes ever. One of my first raps ever. I was 11 years old, had the word retribution in it.
Did it?
Mm-hmm. I was 11 years old. I was walking home from school. I think it was 5th grade or 6th grade. And retribution was one of our vocabulary words. Because I used to always like take the vocabulary words, try to memorize them and spell them while I was walking home. so that I wouldn't have to do any homework.
Smart.
Of course, at the time, that's still homework, dummy.
Well, yeah, but you feel like you got to.
But I was like, ha ha! I'm gonna go play Street Fighter, bitches.
Yeah.
So I was just walking down, and then it's like, this shit was corny as hell. And I actually recycled it in one of my battles in the lunchroom.
You did?
And everybody's like, oh! And it was. I'm trying to remember it right now. Like, oh, I got it. Okay.
I knew it.
Okay, I'll say it real clear. It might get confusing. Your face, my fist. Get the fusion. Now is the time for some retribution. Fuck your motherfucking restitution.
Whoa!
There's only one law in this constitution. I-49, some constant bruising.
How old were you?
I was 11. It only took me a while to memorize that shit.
That's pretty ridiculous.
When I said there's only one law in this constitution, the whole lunchroom. Oh, nigga said constitution. Nigga. Get the fuck out of Solomon and Solomon, the nigga lead you there.
That's so funny. That's cute.
Bars.
Sadie, I totally agree with you. I think that retribution is a form of poison. And I
Holy
don't
shit,
think that it's
Ashley. Be
healthy.
safe. Be safe, Ashley. Damn.
I don't think it's healthy, to be a person who wants to inflict retribution on other people or yourself. So, not a healthy way of handling things. But anyway, so what did you give this song?
I didn't do it yet.
Oh, I thought you did.
I didn't do it yet. A solid 9. Strong solid 9. Solid 9.
9.2.
There you go. Shout out to the big homie Joey Jordison. And where else, dear listener? Could you hear a conversation about religion, politics, metal,
Rap,
shows, and then hear the best bars you've ever heard in your motherfucking life? Only Vin and Sori. Vin out.
Sorry out.
Gone.